Hey everybody, it's Eric here. You know, when I was a little boy, I was a Star Wars fan back then. I used to admire Carrie Fisher, Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers, Jane Seymour from Battlestar Galactica. But tonight, I had Leslie Headland's wife forced upon me. All right, everybody, so I just finished the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte, and I'm here to tell you, it's not the worst Disney Star Wars show, I don't think. Stick around with me to the end of the video, and I will rank the Disney Star Wars shows, and I will tell you where I think Acolyte lands. I don't think this is the worst thing, but we're only 2 episodes in, all right? So, you know, Star Wars is in a funk, right? And Kathleen Kennedy's master plan to get Star Wars out of this funk is to have Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslie Headland, create her own Star Wars show, because she is... what she has to do with Star Wars, I have no clue. But let her create her own vision of Star Wars for all of us to enjoy, all the children to enjoy on D+. That's not a great plan. All right, so I'm going to spoil things. I might have said that already. I don't know. So what is the Acolyte? Well, in the Acolyte, we follow a very diverse band of Jedi, meaning plural. Jedi is a word that is singular and plural. I'm referring to Jedi in the plural sense. We're going to follow a diverse band of Jedi as they move from one green screen to the next to solve the mystery of the, spoiler, twin sisters, right? Twin sisters on their little journey to solve the mystery of the murdered Jedi. All right, everybody, so episode 1 is called Lost and Found. It's just Lost/Found. The episode starts with the bad sister. It's like we have a good witch and a bad witch. It's kind of like Wicked. So we start off with the bad force-wielding assassin, the twin sister. Her name is May, so she's bad. May, M-A-E. And things start off with her entering into get this, a cantina, because it's Star Wars, right? And she approaches a table, and at the table, she approaches Carrie Ann Moss from the Matrix movies. She approaches Carrie Ann Moss, who's a Jedi, so I'm going to call her Master Trinity. She's got a name. I don't remember it. It's not important. And May challenges Master Trinity and says, "Fight me." And the dialogue in this scene is terrible, and it's awkward and clunky. It reminded me of some bad kung fu movie. In fact, this fight, because they fight next, and the fight, it's bad. It's bad. The Matrix 20 years ago pulls this bullet time type fight off much better than the Acolyte. So very poor fight. And in the end, May throws like a small knife at Trinity and hits her here and kills her, which makes no sense because we saw Reva take a lightsaber from Darth Vader to the gut, and Reva was just fine, unfortunately. So things are very inconsistent in the world of Star Wars. Next, we meet the good witch, the good sister. And her name is Osha. She's named after a government agency that investigates companies for hazards, I guess. And she is a mechanic. They say mechanic, like in He-Man, the guy with the long neck. But she's a mechanic on a Trade Federation ship. And she does what the R2s did in the Phantom Menace. You know how the R2 units go outside the ship? Well, she's a human, and she's like, you know, considered kind of like a badass for going outside the ship and doing what the R2 units normally do. And it's cool to see, like, the Trade Federation, these aliens again. It was kind of cool to see that. These episodes give off a prequel vibe, but in a good way. And I did enjoy seeing this period in the Star Wars universe. So I got some positives here to say. And I will also say at this point that I noticed the score, the musical score is fantastic. And it does sound like something John Williams would do. There's like, they steal John Williams at times, but it's good. It's good. I like it. So we met the bad witch, we met the good witch, and yeah, let me give praise to the one actress that is playing both parts. They didn't hire twins to play both parts, each part. They hired one actress, Amandla Stenberg, who plays the good sister and the bad sister. And who is Amandla Stenberg? She's Rue from the Hunger Games. Remember Rue? Way back then? I mean, Rue died and you cried. Admit it. Admit it. So yeah, good job, Amandla. I think when she's the good witch, she's not annoying. She doesn't seem overly girl bossy yet. And when she's the bad witch, she's not Reva. So you can tolerate her. All right, so two lame Jedi show up on this Federation ship. Did I say Trade Federation? Yeah, not Federation. And they see the good witch and they say, "Hey, good sister, we brought the bartender here." They literally brought the bartender with them, and the bartender's like, "It's her." It's pretty lame. And they say, "Oh, okay, well, he identified you, so you must be the killer, so we're going to arrest you." And they throw her in a prison ship with other violent criminals. Next, we go to Coruscant. Remember Coruscant? And we see the Jedi Temple, and I'm like, ooh, member berries. Ooh, no, but I was kind of enjoying it. I will admit it. It's nice seeing the Jedi Temple and Coruscant. Okay, I'm a sucker for it. And we meet Master Squid Game. The actor from the Squid Game plays a Jedi Master. Lee Jung-jae plays Master Soul. I'm going to call him Master Squid Game. But I will say, by the end of these two episodes, I thought he did a really nice job, and I really felt he was credible and believable as a Jedi Master. So well done, well done. But when we first meet him, he's taking orders from Boss Lady Jedi Leslie Headland's wife, who shaved her head and painted her face green. So that wasn't really great. Next up, we have a decent action set piece on a prison ship that is run by droids, right? And so Osha is in a prison cell, and next to her are other violent criminals. And these criminals their plan is they're going to escape this ship. And I gotta say, this ship was pretty cool. There's a lot of interesting droids on the ship that I did appreciate the design of. There's the Warden droid, and he's like basically if C-3PO was on steroids. He's pretty intimidating and pretty cool, so I'm sure they'll make an action figure of that. There were the seats in the cockpit of the ship. When no one was sitting in the seat, the seat would unfold into a droid. And then something happened where, I don't know what happened, I can't remember, but the seat would like fold back, the droid would fold back into like a seat. I thought it was a great design. I thought it was something that Doug Chang would do. I don't know if Doug's still around. You guys can let me know in the comments, but the design was cool. And Osha herself has this sort of like little droid that she carries in her pocket. It's kind of like a Swiss Army cassette recorder droid, and its name is Pip. So, yeah, I thought there was some imagination here. I appreciated it, and I have no doubt that Pip is going to be, in the Target toy aisles before Christmas. All right, so continuing with this set piece that I did like, the prisoners break out, I can't remember how, and they start like using the escape pods and ejecting, and basically Osha is going to be left behind. She tried to help a prisoner and she got screwed, so she's going to be left behind without an escape pod. So the ship is just sort of like straying into an asteroid field. It's asteroid field, so it's Star Wars. You got to have an asteroid field, right? Cantina, asteroid field. And it's getting rocked and hit, but it is kind of a fun scene. And then her ship crashes on an ice planet. Again, it's Star Wars, so you basically have a desert planet and an ice planet. So she crashes on. There's a 50-50 shot, so she crashes on the ice planet. And while on the planet, she has visions. She has visions of her sister, May, approaching her and telling her that, listen, I am going to kill the 4 Jedi that did us dirty when we were children. I am alive, which is a surprise to Osha. I'm alive, and I've killed 1 Jedi, and I'm going to kill the rest. So the hit list is Master Trinity, she's dead. Master Squid Game, there's going to be a Master Shaggy, we'll talk about him, and Master Wookiee, we'll get to him. So, and this episode ends with May approaching a dark figure on the rocks that ignites a red lightsaber. And this person looks a lot like Kylo Ren. I know on the internet we've been referring to this character as Smilo Ren because it's got Kylo Ren's mask, but there appears to be a smile on it. Anyhow, Smilo Ren tells the bad witch May, the bad sister, an acolyte kills the dream. Episode 2 is called Revenge, Justice. That's right. May's going to distribute some justice. May is on a new planet called Alega, and she sneaks into the Jedi Temple there. And she approaches a feminine-looking man with a clearly fake beard, whom I shall call Master Shaggy. I think his name is Torben. Master Shaggy has been levitating, sitting Indian style, but levitating, and not speaking to anyone for 10 years because we're told he's suffering a lot of guilt about what happened to May and possibly Osha years ago. And how convenient, because May is right in front of him. May tries to stab Master Shaggy while he floats and meditates with his eyes closed, but her little knives can't pierce his force shield that he's emanating. All right? Meanwhile, Osha is picked up by Master Squid Game, and they're with the two lame Jedis, and they all show up on Alega. And while they're investigating, May sneaks back into the temple and puts some poison in front of Master Shaggy and tells him, if you want my forgiveness, you'll have to drink this poison. I'm paraphrasing. And Master Shaggy, he opens his eyes and he drinks the poison and dies. So Osha and crew find dead Shaggy, but they trace the poison used back to a local apothecary. All right, so a trap is set for May. And May arrives, and May and Master Squid Game, they face off. And the fight, again, the fight is really bad. It brings to mind Morpheus fighting Neo in their first fight. But again, the Matrix did it better. There was one cool move. May, to get out of being cornered by these Jedi, like uses the Force on the ground and creates all this like dirt and dust as like a smoke screen to escape. I thought, okay, that was creative. That makes sense. If I had the Force, that's something I probably would do to get out of trouble. So I liked that. So at the end of this episode, two out of the 4 Jedis that May wants to kill are dead. Shaggy and Trinity, right? And episode 2 ends where we get our first 5-second look at the Jedi Wookiee. 5 seconds, and then the episode ends. And that's it. That's the Acolyte. So, here is my ranking of the Disney Star Wars product that we got on D+. I say Mando Season 1 and 2 are at the top. All right? Leave me a comment. Let me know about your ranking, or, let me know where I'm just way off base on any of this crap, as you normally do. I appreciate your comments, and I'll get back to you. So Mando Season 1 are at 1 and 2 are at the top. I think I'm going to go with Andor is the next best. Then I'm going to say it's the Acolyte. I'm going to say Acolyte might be the third best thing from Disney Star Wars. Then basically the rest of these in any order, but I'll say the Book of Boba Fett. Oh, I know. That's I can't believe I don't know. Maybe I would rethink that. Ahsoka, Obi-Wan. Now, Obi-Wan is the best comedy out of any of this. If you're looking for a great Star Wars comedy, Obi-Wan is something you should check out. I'd put that at the top of the list. And then Mando Season 3 was just like totally forgettable. Nothing good about it. I don't remember it. I remember some like seaweed pirate guy, right? Was that it? Oh, jeez. All right, so I liked some things in the Acolyte, right? Obviously, I liked the score. I liked having this prequel sort of setting with a bunch of Jedis doing Jedi things. I did like, their interactions weren't too cringy. I'm like, okay, and they weren't too wooden. I mean, George Lucas wrote some pretty wooden Jedi, let's be honest, okay? And I thought this Amandla Stenberg didn't bother me. I think she's doing a decent job. And this Lee Jun-jae, this Master Squid Game guy, by the end, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. He's a Jedi. I get it. And I'm interested in who the bad master is. Who's Smilo Ren? I want to know. And the bad. Well, again, what's bad about this? This is complete fan fiction, right? So, and this is not canon. This is not something from George Lucas in my eyes. It's just fan fiction from someone who... Is she really a fan? I mean, I don't know. And I hear this gets worse. So these 2 episodes might be the best episodes. Most of the casting here is clearly checking boxes, unfortunately, or, there's some nepotism going on here. The fights are bad, and the choreography is outdated. They just look outdated. And the visual effects are a mixed bag, too. So, I don't know. The best thing I can say about this is I don't hate myself for watching it. That's the praise I'll give it. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Let's talk about the Acolyte. If you don't mind hitting that little like button, too, stop by next week. I'll see you soon. And as always, I'll see you on the new.